They left without me. Didn't say a word to my face, just vanished. I found out from a photo. My brother holding a drink the size of his ego. My sister-in-law flashing that fake smile. The whole family, lined up in front of a beach house like they'd won the lottery. No invite. No text. Nothing. Just a message in the family group chat that said, he wouldn't enjoy it anyway. Too quiet. Not the beach type. Like I was some stranger. I scrolled through their photos in silence. Poolside selfies. Seafood dinners. My mother posting captions like, family time. Funny, I didn't know family meant excluding your eldest son. I didn't argue. I didn't reply. I didn't even ask why. I just picked up the phone. Called one person. And 2 days later, while they were sipping cocktails and tagging locations they didn't pay for, a man in a suit walked up to their poolside with a folder in hand. Is this the Jameson residence? He asked. My brother laughed. Yeah, why? He didn't laugh after that. I've always been the quiet one. Not in a weird, brooding way. I just don't talk unless I've got something worth saying. Grew up in a house full of voices, so I learned early on that silence gets more done than shouting ever does. I'm not the loud uncle. Not the funny one. Not the one who plans the games or runs the grill at the cookout. I'm the one who shows up early, stacks chairs, and fixes the wobbly table leg no one else even noticed. I bring the ice. I bring the cooler. I drive people home. Nobody ever brags about having that guy in the family. But when your toilet's backed up, your AC's busted, or your car won't start. That's when I get the text. That's when I exist. I'm 49. HVAC repair. I own a little 2-bedroom ranch outside of town. Truck's got 238,000 miles. No rust, still runs. Dog's name is Buddy. My idea of a good time is a cold drink, a working ceiling fan, and something with Clint Eastwood in it. I'm not boring. I'm just low maintenance. There's a difference. I bring groceries to my mom every Friday. Ever since Dad passed. Doesn't matter if she only needs eggs and a magazine, I bring M. Change her air filter while I'm there. Mow the strip between her driveway and the neighbors. No one asks me to do it. She always says the same thing. You don't have to go to all this trouble. And I always say, if it was trouble, I wouldn't do it. That's the rhythm. That's how I show love. Apparently, they don't count that kind of love anymore. It started last Christmas. Whole family was at my sister's place. Her husband has a smart fridge that speaks to you. Personally, I think it's haunted, but anyway, dinner was fine. Loud. Crowded. Kids screaming. My niece was trying to TikTok during grace. After we ate, my sister-in-law passed out matching pajamas for everyone. Candy cane patterns for the kids, plaid for the men, pink satin for the women. Everyone but me. Oh, she said. I didn't think you'd wear them. You're more of a plain t-shirt guy, right? Everyone laughed. I smiled. Said, guess I missed the dress code. She handed me a dish towel. Here, you can wear this. They howled. I took a sip of cider and said nothing. But inside? Something twisted. It was small. Stupid, even. A joke. But it stayed with me. The next time I saw them, my nephew's birthday, I showed up with a wrapped gift and a card. My brother looked surprised. Oh. We didn't think you'd come. You hate crowds. No one told me not to. He laughed. You're just so chill. Sometimes it's like you're not even here. They'd already started eating. No chair for me. That night, I went home and noticed something weird. I was still in the family group chat, but I hadn't seen a notification in weeks. Turns out, they made a new one. Without me. My sister accidentally forwarded a meme from it. I saw the name at the top. Jameson's Unfiltered. I typed, "What's that?" She left me on read. Next time we talked, she said, "It's just the younger crew. You know, people who still like to do stuff." Then she patted my arm. Like I was a porch cat. 2 weeks later, we're all at Mom's Sunday barbecue. I brought ribs. Slow cooked, and myself. Got there early. Set up chairs. Cleaned up dog poop from the yard so the kids wouldn't step in it. They were all talking vacation. Beach rentals, pool houses, Airbnb this, resort that. Then my brother says, "We leave next Saturday. 6 bedrooms. Right on the Gulf. Private pool, hot tub, outdoor shower. Whole thing's fully catered." I said, "Sounds expensive." He said, "We got a deal. Carl hooked us up." Carl. I know Carl. I used to fix his HVAC units. Works real estate now. Small world. My mom chuckled and said, "It's gonna be the whole family. Like old times." I blinked. Whole family. My sister-in-law glanced at my brother. "Oh," she said. "We figured it wasn't really your scene." "You figured?" "Well, it's a lot of noise. Pools, sand, sun. You'd hate it." "Did you ask me?" "We just assumed." My mom shifted in her seat. Looked at the grass. I stood there holding a plate of ribs I cooked for people who decided I didn't belong. My brother cleared his throat. "It's not a big deal. Just a little break. We didn't think you'd want the hassle." "Right," I said. "Would have been a hassle. Being treated like family." I put my plate in the sink. Walked out. Got in my truck. Buddy looked at me like, "What now?" I drove home without the radio on. Didn't sleep much that night. Next morning, the group chat was blowing up. Photos. Selfies. Paradise Found palm tree tropical drink. Kids in the pool. Margarita pictures. Sand castles. Steak dinners. Then I saw it, my brother's photo of the front of the house. Everyone posed on the porch like a real estate ad. And there it was. In the corner of the photo. A for sale sign. Carl's company. I zoomed in. Could just barely make out the property number. Pulled out my old contacts and found Carl's cell. Called him. "Carl," I said. "You managing a 6-bedroom rental on the Gulf?" "Ha. You interested?" "What's the asking?" He gave me a number. "I'll pay full," I said. "Cash. Today." Pause. "You serious?" "Very." Another pause. "You sure you don't want to see it first?" "I've seen enough." I signed the paperwork the next morning. Carl was still half awake when I showed up at his office, coffee in one hand, certified check in the other. "You sure you don't want to sleep on it?" he asked. "Nope." "Inspection?" "I'll take it as is." "You got plans for it?" "Yeah," I said. "I do." He raised an eyebrow. I didn't elaborate. Carl got the papers together. We sealed the deal. It took about 45 minutes. The beach house now had a new owner. Me. Meanwhile, the family was busy doing what they do best, performing. Photos kept rolling in. My brother trying to do backflips into the pool. My sister filming a morning beach walk with an iced coffee and fake laughter. My niece doing cartwheels on the patio. Every post captioned. Family vibes. Jameson's on the coast. Good times with the best people. Guess I didn't qualify. It's funny how people will pretend everything's perfect, even when they're standing on a lie. They'd taken the trip without me. That hurt. But what came next, that was worse. On day 3, I got a text from my sister. "Do you mind checking in on Mom's house while we're gone? Trash night is Wednesday." Folded hands. "No, please. No, thank you. Just assumed I'd be around. Like I had no life, no plans, no pride. I didn't respond. 10 minutes later, another message from my brother. Can you also water her plants? Front porch is getting direct sun all week. Still no mention of the fact that they left me behind. They wanted me to babysit their responsibilities, while they drank mojitos and made TikToks. Buddy looked up at me from the floor like, you seeing this? I didn't reply. Next day, I got tagged in a post. A group shot. Everyone grinning like a toothpaste commercial. Kids in floaties, margaritas in hand, sunburned smiles. Caption said. Full family vacation success. I stared at that word. Full. I zoomed in. On the porch, behind the group, was that same real estate sign. Still there. Still mine. I felt it in my chest. That slow, tight twist. Not anger. Not quite. More like watching someone take a picture in your living room and call it theirs. On day 4, I got a call. From my mother. Hey sweetheart, she said. You alright? Peachy. We're having such a good time. Yeah. I've seen. She hesitated. I didn't mean for this to hurt you. Didn't say it did. It was easier, you know. You always seem so tired. That's not a reason. That's an excuse. Silence. Then she said the thing that really cracked it. I didn't think you'd want to come. You don't usually want things. That was it. That was the line. Like wanting things, like being wanted, was some kind of luxury I'd never earned. I ended the call. Didn't yell. Didn't cry. Just pressed end and sat in the quiet. Buddy came over and laid his head on my knee. That dog always knows. Meanwhile, they were settling in. I watched the photos. Watched the comments. You guys look amazing. Wish I was there. Whole crew together, so sweet. All lies. There's an emptiness in people who have to stage everything. An ache under all that fake sunshine. I saw it now. They weren't celebrating. They were performing. Because if they stopped, they'd have to face what they did. Then came the kicker. Day 5. My brother's Facebook post. Thinking of extending the trip. House is a dream. Might ask Carl about renting it for the month. Smiling face with sunglasses. Beach with umbrella. Oh, would you now? That was the moment I picked up my phone. I called Carl. Hey, I said. Do me a favor. Deliver the paperwork in person. Day after tomorrow. Sure. You want me to call ahead? No. Any reason? I'd like it to be a surprise. Carl chuckled. All right. You got it. The next 48 hours were quiet. No texts. No calls. Just the steady drip of curated joy from people who thought they'd won. At one point, my brother posted a photo of himself lounging in a hammock. Captioned it. Found my happy place. Might just stay here forever. Yeah. About that. I spent that time walking Buddy. Cleaning out my garage. Watching the sun go down from a chair I built myself. And I realized something. They didn't leave me out because I was boring. Or tired. Or quiet. They left me out because I didn't perform for them. Didn't play the game. Didn't flatter or post or fake it. And that made me invisible. They forgot something, though. You don't have to be loud to change the ending. You just have to own the stage when it matters. And I did. Because while they were clinking glasses and hashtagging lies, they were living in my house. And Carl? He was already on his way. The day before Carl arrived, they posted a family dinner photo. Long table. Lobster tails. Candles. String lights hanging overhead like something out of a magazine. Everyone was there. Everyone but me. Even my mother, smiling like she hadn't just erased a son. The caption was from my sister this time. Grateful for this family and all the laughter we share. I sat there in my living room. Dog asleep at my feet. Bills on the table. Coffee gone cold. And I stared at that word again. Grateful. Grateful for what, exactly? For a week of pretending I never existed? For cutting out the one person who never asked for anything but to be included? I read the comments. So beautiful. Such a close family. Memories that last forever. They would. Just not the kind they thought. That night, I got a message from my niece. She's 15. Sweet girl. Always liked me. Hey Uncle Matt. Just realized you're not here. Kinda weird. I miss you. I stared at the screen. Finally, someone noticed. I replied. Thanks, kiddo. Hope you're having fun. She sent back a heart. Nothing else. At least she meant it. Later, I got a call from my brother. First one all week. Hey, he said. Hey. I know we probably should have invited you. Probably. It's just, you don't do well in heat. And you don't swim. Anne. Just say it, I said. Say what? You didn't want me there. He paused. It's not that we didn't want you, it's just easier without you. You don't add to things. That one hit. Right in the ribs. I didn't yell. Just sat there listening to the hum of the fridge. You're not exactly a fun guy, he added. Yeah, I said. But I was useful. Until I wasn't. He didn't answer that. Just said. Anyway. Gotta go. We're doing a shrimp boil tonight. Then he hung up. I stood in the kitchen for a long time. No noise. No rage. Just that empty hum. I looked at the calendar on the fridge. A magnet held up a reminder, family barbecue, August 3rd. I took it down. Dropped it in the trash. The next morning, I stopped by Mom's house. Out of habit. Trash hadn't been taken out. Porch plants were shriveled. Mailbox full. Guess they forgot I wasn't on the payroll anymore. I cleared the mail, tossed the trash, watered the dying flowers. Not for them. Just couldn't stand to see something else get left behind. That afternoon, my sister posted a reel. Slow motion. Sunset on the water. Everyone holding sparklers. She added music, some acoustic thing with the lyrics. We go together like stars and the sea. The camera panned across each smiling face. It skipped me. Like I was never born. Then came the moment. I saw something in the background. A towel. Draped over a pool chair. Monogrammed. Gold letters, J.S. That was my father's. He'd had that towel for years. Got it from a company trip in the 80s. Took it to every beach we ever visited. After he passed, Mom gave it to me. Said, he always wanted you to have it. You're the one who took care of him. Now it was sun-bleached and soaking in a chair I'd never sat in, at a pool I wasn't welcome in. I stared at it. Felt something cold twist in my gut. That night, my sister called. First time in months. You okay? She asked. I'm fine. You've been quiet. I usually am. I mean, quieter. She hesitated. Then. Look, we didn't mean to hurt you. We just didn't think you'd fit in with the vibe. The vibe. Yeah. This trip was about reconnecting. Being light, happy. You're always so serious. I laughed. Light and happy, I said. Is that what this is? Don't be like that. No. You wanted a vacation from reality. From effort. From anything that reminded you of real life. That includes me. Her voice got small. That's not fair. No, I said. It's not. I hung up. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat in the garage, just thinking. Staring at a half-built workbench I'd been putting off for months. Buddy laid by my feet. The only one who still sat close when things got quiet. And I realized something. They didn't forget me. They chose to leave me out. Because I'm a mirror. And mirrors don't lie. They reflect all the stuff people don't want to see. The things they left behind. The bills. The guilt. The work. The weight. And I stopped pretending I didn't care. I did care. And they were about to find that out. Next morning, Carl called. Heading down now, he said. Got the paperwork and everything. Tell them the property changed hands. Tell them they have 48 hours to vacate. Cold, he said, half joking. Not cold, I said. Clear. Carl paused. You gonna tell them why? Nope. You want me to? No. I already left my message. They just hadn't opened it yet. But they would. Soon. They say silence is peaceful. Whoever said that never got erased by their own family. It was day 6 of their trip. I hadn't heard from anyone since my sister's empty apology. I'd stopped checking the family chat, but the algorithm kept shoving the vacation in my face anyway. Selfies. Sparklers. Floaties shaped like pineapples. Like I'd died and they were celebrating how light the house felt without the extra body. I was sitting at my kitchen table, same spot I eat breakfast every day, when I saw it. My niece had posted a new video. One of those dumb little, day in the life, things kids do now. Waking up in a big comfy bed. Brushing teeth in a mirror twice her size. Cinnamon rolls on the counter. Then a slow pan to the pool. And then it hit me, my mother's voice, laughing off camera. He'd hate this. Too noisy. Too much fun. Then someone, my sister, maybe, called out. Bet he's at home reorganizing his screwdrivers. And everyone howled. Even the kids. They were laughing at me. Together. As a family. It wasn't just that I wasn't there. It was that they bonded over my absence. Like it was the joke that finally made them feel close. The punchline was me. I stood up. Went out to the garage. Stared at the tool rack I built. Screwdrivers. Perfectly aligned. Was that really how they saw me? Some bitter old man fiddling with bolts in the dark while they danced around fire pits and forgot I existed? I'd given those kids birthday money every single year. Changed brake pads for free. Bought groceries when my brother got laid off. And now I was the grumpy background character in the movie they were starring in. I called no one. Texted no one. But I didn't sleep. That night, I laid in bed staring at the ceiling. Buddy paced the room, like he felt it coming too. The air was thick. Too thick to breathe. The final break was crawling toward me. I just didn't know what form it would take. It came the next morning. My neighbor, Rick, knocked on my door. He had his phone in his hand, awkward smile on his face. Hey, your brother's live streaming. What? On Facebook. From the house. I stepped out onto the porch. Rick held his phone up. There was my brother. In my kitchen. Shirtless. Sunglasses on. Holding a beer at 10 a.m. Y'all, this place is ridiculous. He shouted to the camera. If the owners ever sell this thing, I'm buying it myself. He opened the fridge and pulled out a lobster tail. Look what we're eating tonight, baby. Jameson's live good. Then he turned the camera toward the hallway. And there it was. My father's old beach towel. Draped over a chair like a rag. Then, suddenly, my sister-in-law's voice piped up from somewhere off camera. Hey, let's get a big group pic out front before we trash the place. Trashed. They were trashing it. Like it was theirs. Like they had any right. I didn't say a word. Just walked back inside. Buddy followed, ears flat. I sat down at the kitchen table, opened my notebook, and wrote the date. Then I wrote the words. Enough. The rest of the day passed like static. I didn't eat. Didn't answer the phone. I stared at my garage door, waiting for it to open by itself, like my father was going to walk through and say, "What are you doing, sitting there like a ghost?" I felt like a ghost. All this time I thought I was part of something. Even if it was thankless. Even if they forgot me. But now I saw the truth. I wasn't forgotten. I was discarded. Carl called just after 5 p.m. "Hey. You sure you want me to deliver this in person?" "Yes." "You want me to give Em a heads up?" "No. I mean, it's gonna hit Em hard." "I know." "All right. I'll be there around noon tomorrow." At 6:13 p.m., my mother texted. "Any chance you can feed my cat Friday?" We extended our stay another week, red heart. Another week. No shame. No recognition. No acknowledgement of what they'd said. She extended her stay. Inside a house she didn't know I owned. Inside my house. I stared at her message. Typed out a reply. Deleted it. Typed again. Deleted it. Then I just sent. "Enjoy it while you can." No emoji. No punctuation. Just the temperature dropping through the screen. That night, I took Buddy for a long walk. Didn't bring my phone. Didn't say a word. Just the gravel crunching beneath my boots and the leash tugging every few steps. The moon was out. Bright. Cold. And I knew. Tomorrow would change everything. When we got back, I sat on the porch. Looked up at the stars. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. Not because I was happy. Because I was ready. Inside, I printed out one sheet of paper. Just one sentence. Thought I wouldn't enjoy it. I already am. I folded it. Put it in an envelope. And addressed it. The Jameson family. Care of guest services. Beach house address. Carl was on the road. My family was lounging in a house they didn't own, toasting with drinks they didn't pay for, and laughing like there was no consequence. But it was already over. They just didn't know it yet. You can't break a man who's already been abandoned. And you sure as hell shouldn't leave him alone with a notepad, a quiet house, and decades of receipts. Because eventually, the switch flips. You go from asking why me to planning what's next. It started with the deed. I pulled it from the folder Carl gave me. Crisp, official. Heavy paper. Black ink stamped clear as judgment, owner, Matthew Jameson. I set it on the kitchen table and stared at it. Not out of pride. Not out of power. But because it was proof. Proof that this time, I wasn't going to walk away. I pulled out a legal pad. Started a checklist. Locks changed, not yet. Wait until they're out. Utilities, all under my name. Water, power, Wi-Fi. Insurance, call Linda at State Farm. Let her know there'll be a transition. I made it clinical. Cold. No emotion in the ink. Then I set the pad down and did something I haven't done in years. I smiled. Not a smug smile. Not mean. The kind of smile you give yourself when the storm passes and you're still standing. Next, I called Carl. He picked up on the first ring. "You ready?" "Almost," I said. "How'd they take the paperwork?" "Oh, man." He laughed. "They looked like someone died. They're still there. For now. Packing up slowly. They've got 48 hours. I was polite. "Good," I said. "Don't be." He paused. "Want me to tighten the screws a little?" "No," I said. "Let them sit in it. Then I started digging. Pulled out the folder I keep for just in case. Everyone's got one. Inside. Receipts from the HVAC system I installed in my sister's house. The $700 I fronted for my brother's tires. Never got it back. The flight I paid for when Mom forgot her login. The time I loaned them my truck and they returned it with a busted tailgate. Every favor. Every freebie. I wasn't charging interest. Just remembering. Then I opened my browser. Logged into the house's new smart system. Carl gave me admin access. One tap. And I was in. Thermostat. Cameras. Lighting. Pool controls. Their happy little hideaway. Was now a remote-controlled reminder. I scrolled through the cameras. There they were. My sister sunbathing. My brother pacing the kitchen with his phone. My mother sitting in a chair, sunglasses on, stone-faced. Guess the sunset didn't feel so magical anymore. That's when the idea hit me. Not just take it back. Make them feel it. Not loud. Not cruel. Surgical. I made a list. A second one. Schedule AC to shut off, 9 p.m. Turn off outdoor lighting, 10:30 p.m. Shut down Wi-Fi, midnight. Not enough to hurt. Just enough to haunt. Enough to remind them. They were guests. And their host was no longer silent. Then came the real piece of work. I called a locksmith in the area. Asked for someone discreet. Told them I was the new owner of the house and wanted to prepare for a full reset. Key handoff, the tech asked. Nope. Just change the locks. Don't need copies sent. Got it. Timeline. Midnight, Saturday. Want us to knock? No, I said. I want you to wait until they leave. Then lock it behind them. I stood in the middle of my kitchen, arms crossed. Looked around my little house, modest, quiet, humble. The house that never got posted on social media. The fridge no one filmed. The meals no one complimented. And I said, out loud. Not anymore. The next morning, I went into town. Got coffee. Picked up Buddy's meds. Stopped by the post office. Normal day. Nothing fancy. But I walked different. Not angry. Not sad. Like a man who just remembered who he was. At the hardware store, I bought a welcome mat. Not for me. For the house. So the next renters would know they were stepping into something owned. I left it in the garage. Rolled it out on the concrete. It looked right. Then came the message. From my sister. You really bought the place? Seriously? Then. We didn't mean to hurt you. It was just easier. You make things heavier. I read it twice. Heavy. That's what love is, sometimes. Heavy. You carry it. You show up with it. You lift the stuff no one else wants to touch. They didn't want heavy. They wanted light. Fake. Weightless. Well now, they had it. A weightless goodbye. That night, Carl texted. They're leaving early. Bags packed. Whole vibes gone sour. Good. I grabbed the envelope off the fridge. The one I prepped. Inside, one sheet of paper. Black ink. One line. Thought I wouldn't enjoy it. I already am. I added one thing. A second page. A photo. The family Christmas from 3 years ago. Me, in the corner. Holding the camera. Not smiling. I circled myself in red pen. Wrote underneath. This was your first warning. Slid it into the envelope. Stamped it. And mailed it to the beach house. Because sometimes revenge isn't fire. It's ice. Cold. Silent. Undeniable. And it's already started. They didn't hear the first warning. Not when the thermostat stopped responding. Not when the smart lights glitched out. Not even when the house started sweating like a broken-down truck in a summer parking lot. No one ever hears the first warning. They think it's weather. Bad luck. A glitch. They blame the heat. Blame the router. Blame the coast. But they never blame themselves. Not until it's too late. I waited until 9 p.m. sharp. The thermostat was scheduled. Preloaded through the control app Carl gave me. No beeps. No alerts. Just silence. Then the AC system powered down. The house would hold its chill for maybe 30 minutes. Then the heat would start pressing in like a hand around the neck. At 9:28 p.m., I watched on the cam feed. They were still outside. Poolside. Laughing. Bluetooth speaker blaring some awful pop remix. My brother grilling shrimp like he hadn't once told me I burn everything except toast. My mother sipping wine in a wide-brimmed hat like she was some forgotten Kennedy. I could almost hear her. See? Told you we didn't need him. This is what peace looks like. They didn't know peace had an expiration date. By 10:15, things started shifting. Cam footage showed them drifting inside. My sister fanning herself with a folded-up magazine. My brother poking at the thermostat like it owed him an apology. My niece curled up on the couch, looking uncomfortable in a way teenagers never admit. My sister-in-law said something like, "Is the power out?" My brother answered, "No, the fridge light's on." They stood around like suburban scientists, trying to diagnose something they'd never learned to maintain. 10:44 p.m. I shut off the backyard lighting. Tap. Gone. String lights, patio, walkway, dark. No more golden glow for their fake candid photos. They didn't notice right away. Not until my niece stepped outside barefoot and froze. "It's pitch black," she said. "Well, yeah," my brother said, "it's night." She tried the switch by the sliding door. Nothing. He checked the breaker. Useless. 11:16 p.m. New message in the family chat. Does anyone have Carl's number? This place is acting haunted. Seriously though, AC's dead. Lights are weird. Router keeps resetting. I watched it light up, message after message. I didn't reply. Just logged into the system. Checked the internal temp. 84 degrees. Humidity 81%. Sticky, swampy, sour. The kind of air that clings to your skin and makes your temper itch. Midnight. Wi-Fi, off. All devices booted from the network. I imagined my niece screaming, "Why is the internet gone?" My sister-in-law restarting the router. Unplugging, plugging back in, cursing under her breath. My brother tapping the side of the Nest panel like maybe, this time, it would listen. At 12:22 a.m., I got a call from Mom. Didn't answer the first one. Let it go to voicemail. Second call came 4 minutes later. I picked up. "Matthew?" "Yep." "What is going on?" "You're having a family vacation. It's 85 degrees in here. So open a window. We can't log into anything. The lights won't stay on. The place is probably under too much pressure. Happens when people overstay their welcome." Silence. Then. "This isn't funny." "It's not supposed to be," I said. "It's property management." She paused. "Did you do this?" "I undid it, technically." She lowered her voice. "This isn't you." "You keep saying that," I replied. "You sure you know who I am?" Click. She hung up. The cams showed the chaos. My sister trying to FaceTime someone, screen frozen. My brother opening the fridge and staring at a single head of lettuce like it was going to explain the situation. My mom walking room to room, fans off, sweat beading. They tried opening windows. Florida laughed and gave them back the humidity. 3 a.m. I played the message. Uploaded a custom video to the smart TV hub. Set it to trigger when someone turned on the living room lights. I watched my brother stumble in, click the switch. And boom. There I was. Plain shirt. Same kitchen chair. Looking into the camera like I was right there with them. Family, I said. You forgot what that meant. Cut to images. Screenshots from the group chat. The towel. The TikToks. The Facebook caption, full family, no drama. Then the last image. The Christmas photo. Me in the corner. Circled in red. Underneath, in plain white text. You made your choice. TV went black. 4 a.m. New text from my sister. Matthew, this is cruel. You're humiliating us. No reply. Then from my brother. You bought this place just to kick us out. You've lost your mind. We're your family. I replied to that one. Just 3 words. So was I. By sunrise, they were packed. I watched as they loaded bags into cars. No smiles. No selfies. No last day vibes. My sister's husband had to pry open a stuck suitcase. My niece dropped her iced coffee. Didn't even flinch. My mom was the last one out. She stood in the driveway, looked back at the porch. The cam caught her mouthing something. I rewound it. 4 words. He really did it. Yes. Yes, I did. At 7:36 a.m., Carl texted me. They're gone. House is empty. Locking up. He sent a photo of the front door. Deadbolt. New locks. No keys under the mat. Just the welcome mat I bought. Waiting for someone worth inviting. I didn't throw a party. Didn't open a beer. Just sat at the table. Same chair. Same house. But this time, it felt different. Because they finally saw me. And they'll never forget it. They left the beach house like fugitives. No goodbyes. No final group photo. Just silence, sweat, and the faint smell of regret. Carl sent me one last text. They're out. She didn't say a word. She, being my mother. Of course. Silence is the last weapon of the guilty. I looked at the envelope on the table. The one with the Christmas photo. Already sent. Already received. You'd think they'd disappear for a while. Lick their wounds. Wait for it to blow over. Maybe pretend like it never happened. But that's not how people like them work. 3 days later, the spin started. My brother's post. Had to cut our trip short due to a weird property mix-up. Some people just don't respect family. Still blessed, still strong. Still blessed. Still strong. My sister added her own flavor. Lesson learned, you can't count on everyone to love you back the way you love them. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people. You left me behind like a broken lawn chair. But sure. Let's make it a parable. That was the first spark. The one that lit the fuse. Because revenge doesn't end with a locked door. That's just the prelude. Now it was time for the real fire. Step 1, the group chat. I was still in it. They'd never removed me. Guess they forgot. Or maybe they liked the idea of me reading it silently. Big mistake. I took screenshots. Every message. Every joke at my expense. Every smug, he wouldn't enjoy this anyway. I compiled them into a neat little PDF. Labeled it, words you meant. Then I sent it back. To the entire group. No caption. No introduction. Just the file. Delivered at 7:04 a.m. on a Thursday. By 7:10, my sister had left the chat. By 7:13, my brother tried calling. I didn't pick up. By 7:20, Mom texted. Was that really necessary? I replied. You tell me. Step 2, the fundraiser. See, my sister-in-law had been planning a big charity event. Fundraiser for a local cause, her idea of giving back. She posted about it every week. Sponsors. Gift baskets. Guest list. Full red carpet energy. What she didn't know is that she listed the beach house as her in-kind donor partner. Because when they booked it, she thought it was family property. Didn't even ask permission. And now? That's called fraud. I made one call. To the event coordinator. Hi. Just calling to clarify that the property listed as a donor, the beach house, is under new ownership. They were not authorized to use it. Silence. Then a very quiet, oh. I didn't push. Didn't threaten. Just offered a correction. Next day, the fundraiser post came down. No apology. No public statement. Just one comment from her friend that said. Wait, what happened to the house? What happened, indeed? Step 3, my mother. This one, took restraint. She texted again, asking to clear the air. Said she wanted to meet at the diner, just like old times. I said yes. We met that Saturday. 2 p.m. Corner booth. She wore sunglasses indoors. That always meant she felt ashamed but didn't want to say so. We sat in silence. Then she said, I never meant for it to feel like we left you out. I said, you didn't leave me out. You cut me out. She looked down at her coffee. Stirred it. Didn't drink. I was tired, Matthew. They wanted peace. And you've always been so serious. No. I've always been steady. There's a difference. She finally met my eyes. I didn't think you'd react like this. You raised me to act with dignity, I said. That's what this is. Her voice cracked a little. I lost control. You gave it away, I said. She didn't respond. Just reached into her purse, pulled out a folded envelope, and slid it across the table. I opened it. Inside, a photo. Me and Dad. At the beach. I was 11. Holding his hand. On the back. We thought you'd be the one to keep this family together. Underneath, in her handwriting. I'm sorry. I stared at it. Felt the rage and the grief fight for space in my throat. I'm not the one who let it fall apart, I said. She nodded. Then she stood up, put on her coat, and left. Didn't even touch her coffee. The next day, my brother showed up at my door. Uninvited. I didn't open it. He knocked. Harder. Then again. I let him knock for 5 full minutes. Then I opened the door just a crack. You made your point, he said. I didn't respond. You got what you wanted. Can we move on now? I looked at him. Really looked. He was sweating. Tired. Shook. No, I said. We're just getting started. Then I closed the door. That was the second spark. The one that told them the fire wasn't out. It had just started to spread. They thought it was over. They thought a closed door and a quiet diner conversation meant peace. But I wasn't after peace. I was after clarity. And clarity's never quiet. It started small. Again. Subtle. Surgical. Because fire doesn't just burn. It lingers in the walls. It smokes out the air. My brother was the first. He got a call from the credit union. Apparently, the beach house rental was flagged. Sir, we have some concerns about the charges listed under your card. Which charges? Utilities. Ownership filings. Transfer fees. He tried to explain. Tried to say it was just a family thing. That the names were a mistake. But the banker didn't care. Because he'd listed himself as a co-owner on one of the rental forms. A dumb little checkbox. Meant nothing at the time. But legally, it was fraud. He called me 3 times. I didn't answer. Then a 4th. I picked up. What the hell did you do? I cleaned up. You set me up. No, I said. You walked right into it. He cursed. You don't get to do this. You're not the victim here. I hung up. Then came my sister. The PTA called her. Apparently one of her fundraiser sponsors. The one who donated a luxury family vacation. Had sent a formal letter. It said the listing was falsified. That the donation was made without consent. That the photos she used in promotion were copyrighted. They threatened to report her to the board. She posted a long-winded apology the next day. Sometimes, even the best intentions can lead to miscommunication. We regret the confusion. No mention of me. No tag. But the comments knew. Wasn't that her brother's house? Yikes. Hope they figure it out. This is awkward. Yes. Yes, it was. The family chat went quiet for a full week. Then, chaos. My niece messaged me, privately. They're all losing it. Nana won't stop crying. Mom's screaming at Uncle Mike. What did you do? I typed. They hurt someone. Now they're learning what it feels like. She replied. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that bad. I left her on read. But I wasn't finished. Because pain only means something if it leaves a mark. I mailed them each a package. Identical. Manila envelopes. No return address. Inside. A black and white photo of the beach house. Taken the day after they left. Empty. Clean. Locked. A copy of the deed. Their names nowhere on it. A printed email thread between me and Carl, confirming the purchase date. Dated 2 days into their stay. One line, printed in bold. This is what erasing someone gets you. My brother called again. This time at night. I picked up. You broke Mom, he said. She won't come out of her room. She had the key, I said. She chose to lock the door. Dad would be ashamed of you. No, I said. He'd be ashamed of you. You don't get to play judge. I'm not playing. I heard glass break in the background. A door slam. Someone yelling. You think this fixes anything? He shouted. No, I said. This is the damage report. Click. 2 days later, my mother came to my house. Didn't knock. Just stood outside. I opened the door. She looked smaller than I remembered. Not fragile. Just, hollow. I came to apologize, she said. No cameras? I asked. No audience. She held something in her hand. The beach towel. Dad's. Folded. Clean. I thought I was keeping the peace, she said. You buried me to do it. I didn't know how far it had gone. You didn't want to know. She nodded. Eyes wet. Voice shaking. I failed you. You chose them. Silence. Then she placed the towel in my hands. I don't expect forgiveness. I stepped back. Let the door swing wider. She didn't come in. But she didn't turn away either. I lost 2 sons this summer, she said. No, I said. You lost one. The other just stopped pretending. She turned. Walked back down the driveway. Left me in the doorway, towel in hand. That night, I lit a fire in the backyard. Not big. Just enough. I burned every printed photo I'd mailed them. Every copy of their texts. Every receipt. Not because I wanted to forget. But because the message was delivered. The lesson was scorched in. The next morning, I got one last message. From my sister. Just 3 words. You win. Congratulations. I stared at it. Typed. Deleted. Typed again. Deleted. Then I turned off my phone. Sat back. And listened to the quiet. It was finally mine. Not the house. Not revenge. The silence. My silence. No more being erased. No more being explained away. They could rebuild their stories however they wanted. But this chapter. It had my name written all over it. They scattered after that. No more family dinners. No beach trips. No holiday group texts. Just fragments. My brother moved 2 towns over. Stopped using the family name in his social handles. My sister deactivated hers completely. My mother went quiet. Stopped posting altogether. Last thing she shared was a photo of her garden. No caption. No tags. It didn't bloom that year. Thanksgiving came. I didn't go. The chair I usually sat in stayed empty. Someone else carved the turkey. Someone else brought the ice. My niece sent a photo of the table. Everyone smiling, but it didn't reach their eyes. There was one chair in the corner. Not pulled in. Just, sitting there. I zoomed in. On the back of it. Dad's towel. Draped over the top. I stared at it. Didn't reply. Christmas came next. No cards. No invites. That was fine. The silence fit better than the sweaters ever did. I stayed home. Buddy curled up at my feet. Tree lights low. One chair. One cup of coffee. That was enough. One day in March, I got a letter. Handwritten. From my mother. No return address. Just a few lines. We never knew what we were losing. Because we never paid attention to what we had. She signed it with her first name. Not Mom. Just Eleanor. I folded it once and tucked it in the same envelope where I kept the deed. Didn't respond. The beach house sold 6 months later. Clean deal. Nice couple. No drama. Before the closing, I went down one last time. Walked through the place. Room by room. No photos. No ghosts. Just walls. Clean and quiet. I stood in the living room. Looked out at the water. Pulled out one last thing. The towel. Folded. Pressed. I laid it across the chair facing the window. No caption. No farewell. Just a quiet reminder. Of who I was. And what they lost. The next week, my brother texted me. You done? I stared at the message. Typed one line. I was done the moment you hit send without my name in it. I hit send. Then blocked the number. They'll move on, maybe. Tell the story in pieces. Paint me as bitter. Or broken. I don't care. Because I'm not missing anymore. I'm just gone. And for once, the silence isn't heavy. It's earned. Final message came from my niece. No text. Just a photo. Old Christmas picture. This time, I was circled. She wrote. I see you now. I didn't reply. But I smiled. Just once. Then closed the box. And turned off the light.